Storm Tracker 6. This is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We started our Wednesday off with a couple of very light to moderate rain showers across mid-Michigan. Notice rainfall totals were incredibly light, though. Only 0.02 of an inch of rain actually picked up over in St. John's. We're drying things out, and the sunshine has also returned to the area this evening. That's helped our temperatures to rise into the low 60s and upper 50s mainly. We're at 61 degrees here in the city of Lansing, Mason, and down through Jackson as well. As we go throughout the next 12 hours, we stay dry and mostly clear. Overnight lows cooling down into the mid-30s, which could allow for some patchy frost across the area. We'll have more details on what else you should be expecting in just a bit. 6 News at 5:30 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5:30.
Right now at 5:30, an update in the case of a mom and daughter being involved in a stabbing at a Michigan school. Plus, a Michigan student says he was tackled by a coach and is now being blamed for getting that coach fired. And the opening of a new bridge connecting Detroit to Canada has been delayed. Those stories and a lot more, and all in the first 6 minutes. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Let's start that clock. And we begin in Detroit, where a mom and daughter are both facing charges after police say the 13-year-old stabbed another student at a middle school last week. Wayne County prosecutors say 37-year-old Lakara Parks gave her daughter a pocket knife on school property to be used if she needed to defend herself on the way home. The daughter then took it to school and attacked the other student not long after. Tonight, Parks is charged with 2 misdemeanors, and the daughter faces 2 counts, including assault with intent to do great bodily harm. No word tonight on the condition of the injured student. Meantime, a middle school student in Holland is recovering from a concussion after he says he was tackled by a coach during football practice. The 13-year-old said after doing a routine drill last month, the coach got mad and tackled him. Well, his mother says the school told her the coach has been fired. But tonight, the family says they're now facing backlash from peers and parents in the district who want the coach reinstated.
They're telling me that it's my fault that the coach got fired, but it's really not my fault, it's his fault, because he's the one that tackled me.
And that boy says he is still dealing with headaches and dizziness from the concussion. Staying with Michigan news, a federal appeals court has ruled a Montcalm County school district followed the law when students there were told they could not wear Let's Go Brandon shirts to school. The phrase references a vulgar insult to former President Joe Biden. 2 boys wore those shirts to school but were told they had to take them off. The district says it has nothing to do with politics and that students wear pro-Donald Trump shirts without any problems. The Rock at MSU was painted for Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday, and last night it was painted over. It now says America is great, love Donald Trump, and woke is dead. On the other side it says our shared heritage, country, and land. The State News reports the repainting was done by members of the school's chapter of College Republicans. Widening things out, a man is safe tonight after being rescued from floodwaters outside of Phoenix when his car was swept into a nearby river. Police found the car and used a rope from their patrol vehicle. They threw one end to the driver, and after it was tightly tied to both cars, one officer walked into the fast-moving water, reached the vehicle, and helped the man get to safety. Tonight, a deputy U.S. Marshal is recovering from being shot in the arm while serving a warrant with Cleveland police. We're told his condition is serious but stable. Officials say the suspect, whose name has not been released, barricaded himself inside a nearby home for several hours before being taken into custody. Today, Pakistan and Afghanistan announced a ceasefire following days of deadly clashes. Dozens of people on both sides of the border have been killed in some of the worst fighting in years between the 2 countries. Other regional powers, such as Saudi Arabia and Qatar, they encouraged the 2 sides to pause the fighting. Pakistan has seen a growing number of militant attacks since 2021, when the Taliban seized power in Afghanistan. In Indonesia, a volcano erupted this morning, prompting evacuations of nearby towns. Last night, the country's volcanology agency put out its highest alert after noticing increased activity. This morning's eruption lasted about 9 minutes and sent volcanic ash more than 6 miles into the sky. Indonesia has more than 120 active volcanoes. Pope Leo XIV has a new horse. The owner of a horse farm in Poland just donated a purebred Arabian horse named Proton. The man says he did it after seeing a photo of the Pope on horseback in Peru. And it was his way of expressing gratitude and responding to the Pope's appeal to strengthen love through concrete actions. His farm runs a therapy program that uses horses to help people with sensory issues. The Vatican says other donations have included a white motorcycle and an electric car. The Canadian airline WestJet announced today it's getting rid of reclining seats in the standard economy category. Premium and extended comfort cabins will still have those reclining seats, however. Company officials say they're responding to travelers' concerns about other passengers encroaching on their personal space. The redesign is part of an overall refresh of WestJet's planes. WestJet serves 19 states in the U.S., including Michigan. Well, back here in Michigan, the opening of the Gordie Howe International Bridge linking Detroit to Canada is being delayed. Originally expected to open this fall, officials say that will now happen early next year. The Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority says construction delays and subsequent testing, safety testing, are those reasons. Construction started in 2018. When finished, the bridge will cover more than 1.5 miles across the Detroit River and use 6 lanes to connect I-75 with Highway 401 in Windsor. And wrapping up our first 6 minutes of news, the famous Radio City Rockettes are getting ready to welcome the holiday season in New York City, ushering in the dance company's milestone centennial year. The iconic dance company showed its new moves at rehearsals this week in New York, featuring the usual intricate dance routines and those high kicks. Kendall, right there. You and I should try that. Of course, we'll probably pull a muscle.
I was just going to say, I've always wanted to be a Rockette when I was younger. Unfortunately, I was not graced with any sort of coordination or flexibility by any means.
Yeah, they make it look so easy, and then you go to try and you're like, I shouldn't have tried that. That kind of hurts.
But we should go see it in person. At least that would be an experience.
I would love to. I'm just not ready for the holiday season just yet, Kendall.
Well, the good news is that we don't have that many cool temperatures in the forecast. In fact, Siobhan, the opposite. We're going to be warming things back above average for the next few days.
I like the sound of that.